Did you know that Hawani comes from the word Hawan, which means clear? What is up guys, it's Shyman here. For these tasks, JB will help me. And today we're going to transfer our old setup to a new gaming case. What I got here is the Hawani case from Rakk Gears. For the record, I live in the province and we'll see if our case is still in one piece. Time for unboxing! So everything is still intact. That's good news to those who live in the province. Thanks for being so generous with the bubble wrap. This is my first time getting PC case online, so I was a bit worried, especially because of the tempered glass panels. In buying a PC case, you'll have to consider the size, price, aesthetics, and features. The Hawani is the most recent gaming case by Rakk. You can get them for $40 or 1,995 pesos at rakk.ph or any easy peasy branches. You can also get them at Lazada, links will be in the description. The Hawani is designed for ATX board without looking oversized. Also, the small form factor is a plus for me. With dimensions of 453mm in height, 201mm in width, and 435mm in length, moving up to the top I/O from left to right, it has a microphone and headphone jack, 2 USB ports, a power switch, a USB 3.0 port, a no connection USB Type-C, a reset switch, as well as the controls for the Rakk Maris X vents. The Hawani features a magnetic dust filter at the very top of the case. This is to keep dust from falling down the case, since this is most likely to be our exhaust. It does have a dust filter on the bottom for the power supply. It slides up from the back. The front intake vents are open on both sides that allows the airflow to pass through. There's a nice metal mesh cover that adds to the overall design. You'll have to remove the front panel to install the intake fans by squeeze mounts. Just grab the small lip cutout on the bottom of the front panel and pull it off carefully. In the front, you can install up to 3 120mm fans. It supports 240 and 280mm radiator if you are using AIO, or 2 140mm fans. When removing the rear panel, it has 2 hard drive mounting area on the bottom. Keep in mind that it uses a more traditional set of screws to hold it in place. They have done great things like adding tie-down points and decent space for your cables. It has 4 thumb screws that holds the side panel in place, and it has rubber mats in there that will keep it from banging the metal. Inside the case, you'll have a perfectly fit ATX motherboard with a lot of cutouts for neat cable management. Except it doesn't have rubber grommets to hide the cables on the other side. It has 3 mounting spots for your SSDs. Again, you'll have to screw them to hold them in place. There's also a cutout that reveals the side of your power supply. The case has a standard I/O layout ATX case. It has 7 expansion slots. Just a tip, remove the slot panels first before installing your motherboard. It only allows 120 fan or 120mm radiator at the rear. On top, the Hawani supports 2 120mm or 2 140mm fans. It is possible to install 30mm thick 240 or 280 radiator on top, but it will be very tight and will also depend on your RAM. If you go to rakk.ph site and check the product description of the Hawani, you will see this image showing you the optimal airflow. So we're going to be taking a look at it and some of the other orientation to see which one is optimal. We are going to use 3 Maris X fans in front for intake. We also got one Maris X fan at the rear as an exhaust. Finally, two Maris X fans at the top. So for this test, we will only change the position of the two fans at the top. All is going to be running at the default RPM. So we're going to run PUBG for 30 minutes each on those three scenarios. I have run the test and these are the results. Starting off with the Rakk's optimal airflow test, both fans are set to intake. The GPU got us hot as 80 degrees Celsius and 53 degrees Celsius on our CPU. And for both fans that are set to exhaust, it remains 80 degrees Celsius on our GPU. And on our CPU, it went down a degree. However, when I flip one fan to intake and the other for exhaust, I got an interesting result. The GPU temperature dropped down to 77 degrees Celsius and 51 degrees Celsius on the CPU. Let me know in the comments on what you think of these results or if you tested them yourselves. So, it turned out pretty good. It's really going to come down to your preferences when it comes to aesthetics, and the tempered glass is the icing on the cake. It looks pretty cool. The tint is just right, it's not that dark. You can clearly see the lighting inside your computer, especially when you have internal components that have LEDs like RGB RAM. I think they will be even more distinct. The build quality is excellent for the price. For $40, I'm not sure if you get better build quality than this. The only lacking of this case is it doesn't come with rubber grommets. Personally, it would have given the case a much cleaner look. It's really hard to find grommets that would fit the cutouts. Hopefully, Rakk could add grommets in the future. I won't mind paying additional 200 or 300 pesos for them. Also, I think the front panel and the fan is too close to each other. Overall, it's amazing for a budget case. We didn't have issues as far as the build process goes. Fairly straightforward. I love the minimal clean look. I'm so glad I could pick one up. Please don't forget to subscribe, and if you want to help and support the channel, please use my links in the description. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook just for fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. Till next time, God bless!